The Bible tells us in Exodus chapter 4 that as God had appeared unto Moses in the 3rd chapter in the flame of a burning bush, and as Moses was skeptical concerning the mission that God had given him, God gave Moses some signs to prove to the people of Israel that it was God who appeared unto him. The question that God asked Moses in Exodus chapter 4, what is in thine hand? So tonight, this is my question for you. What is in your hand? Even though Moses' skepticism was kind of dishonoring to God, God in his grace continued to combat the skepticism by providing additional encouragement for Moses to obey. He would have been most justified by smiting Moses right on the spot, but God gives man so many chances, doesn't he? Somebody declared that he's the God of a second chance. See, he asked Moses, what is in thine hand? It is not that God didn't know what was in his hand. Of course, God knew. Moses replied, a rod. And then God told him, cast the rod down. I want you to understand that the hand represents what we do. Whatever you're doing for God, it's got to be cast down before the Lord. Once it's cast down before God, then God can do whatever he chooses to do. In this case, the Lord caused the rod to become a serpent. Once the rod became a serpent, Moses ran from the serpent. Then God said something interesting to Moses. He told Moses to pick it up again. Moses was commanded by God to reach his hands down and pick up this serpent by the tail. So he comes back and he reaches down and he picks up this serpent now that once was his rod, and once it got in his hand again, it became the rod of God. What's in your hand? What is in your ability? Your ability must be cast down before God. Once you cast it down before God, then God can cause the ability that's in your hand to become great, and he will use it. When you take what's in your hand and you give it to God and you do with it as God commands, then God takes ownership of it and God will use it to do the miraculous. What's in your hand? Tell me. Usually, we appraise the things that's in our hand lower than God does. To us, it doesn't seem like as much. But I'm telling you that little becomes much when God gets in it. We imagine that splendid ends can only be reached by splendid means. But such is not God's way. God uses small things oftentimes to do great things. This rod that was in Moses' hand, it demonstrates that he can use insignificant things to do great work for him if they are yielded to his control. I want to tell you something. Whatever you have, don't think it to be something small. The Bible tells us to despise not thou the day of small things. Everything big had a small beginning. Listen to me. David took something small, like 5 smooth stones, and he slew a giant, and the rest is history. God will always use something small. Gideon, God took a pitcher, a lamp, and a trumpet in the hands of the men that were with Gideon. This was not an impressive weapon, but God used it to bring victory to Israel over the Midianites. God will use what's in your hand. The widow had only 2 mites in her hand, but she inspired millions down through the ages. The key is not how impressive an object is which we have in our hands, but what we do with it. Yield it to God. Our talents, our gifts, though small in the eyes of many, can accomplish great things for God. What's in your hand? God can still use you. Whatever it is, if it is yielded to God, God can do great things with it.